Wednesday's Child is full of whoa, can you believe all of the crazy stuff that happened in season 1 of Netflix's Wednesday? Well, they're just getting started. Between all of the breadcrumbs left on the table in season 1 as well as the mysterious text at the end, it certainly has me scratching my head about all the possibilities left open for season 2. Possibilities like these. The untimely death of Principal Weems in the finale was tragic for 2 reasons. It turned out she was actually a friend and an ally to Wednesday, but also because it means no more Gwendolyn Christie, who is really just a delight in everything she does. This also leaves Nevermore Academy without a principal. Marilyn Thornhill is certainly out as a replacement for some obvious reasons. By the series' end, there is a stunning lack of adults left to take over the role. There's always room for a new actor to bring in a new character, but there's one woman who has a long history with Nevermore and even a relationship with the late Principal Weems, Morticia Adams. This, of course, would mean she'd be away from her loving husband, and as Wednesday told Enid, that would be the first time since they were married that they would ever be apart. That opens the door for moments at the legendary Addams family mansion, or an eager and loving Gomez Addams buzzing around campus as he moves with his wife as she oversees the alma mater. It's what every teenage girl probably wants, a little PDA from their parents in front of the entire school. It's the level of torture that Wednesday would probably appreciate.
Honestly, I wish I cared a little more.
And Morticia isn't the only family member who could be taking a bigger role in Wednesday's school life, but more on that later. Principal Weems actually isn't dead. In a clever use of Weems' ability to shapeshift, Wednesday and Weems concocted a clever plan to get the baddie to monologue all of the terrible stuff they've done to the authority figure without knowing it. Unfortunately, Principal Weems went down as Thornhill made her escape. But this is a supernatural world of werewolves, gorgons, seers, and sirens. So, for that matter, Joseph Crackstone was super dead for a really long time, but for a moment he was able to reverse that state. So even if we see the body, do we really know? Another important figure in Wednesday's life, Uncle Fester, only appeared at the beginning and the end, and some viewers are convinced that there are key differences that might suggest that the second Uncle Fester we saw was not her uncle, but a shapeshifter pretending to be Uncle Fester. Given the fondness young Wednesday had for her uncle, Weems could both use that closeness to protect or connect Wednesday from whatever is coming. This could throw Weems back into the questionable column. If she's Uncle Fester, where is Uncle Fester? Would he even know what to do with a vacation if he took one? Come to think of it, would I watch Uncle Fester trying to take a vacation? Oh yes. Another possibility regarding Weems is that yes, she is dead, but not gone. Of course, there's gonna be some supernatural contrivances that can bring the towering principal back to life, or at least in contact with the living. Wednesday herself talked about her ability to conduct seances, so she could drop a metaphorical dime to the afterlife to get a heads up. Thornhill and her hide puppet left more than a few bodies in their wake. With the last shot of Tyler getting his hide on, that list is no doubt going to be growing. That could open the door for a small army of victims to come and seek revenge. If you add up all of the Crackstone generations that tormented the outcasts, it could even be that Weems ends up leading an army of the formerly alive to truly end the Crackstone menace once and for all, provided the next menace has anything to do with Crackstone and isn't yet an unseen enemy. When we last saw Marilyn Thornhill, she was covered in bees and getting a boot to the head by Wednesday Addams, and we're left to guess what happens next. After seeing blood fill the pool around the slowest swimmer on the team in the series intro, we found out that he's still alive, just reproductively compromised.
I did the world a favor. People like Dalton shouldn't be allowed to procreate.
Wednesday hasn't been against a little torture here and there, and she is also a goth girl infatuated with death. But she hasn't necessarily been a killer, even if Thornhill might have had it coming to her. Presuming the boot to the head just knocked her out and gave her a stylish boot print on the face, that would mean that she's in the hands of the authorities. Given Tyler's hiding out, that also might be a temporary situation. The text from the mysterious stalker does suggest that there's a whole new baddie on the horizon. Thornhill could become an advisor of some sorts like Hannibal Lector was to William Graham and then Clarice. It'd be a shame to lose Christina Ricci, who gave such a character-defining performance in Wednesday only after 1 season. One of Wednesday's unexpected allies was her ancestor Goody Adams. also played by Jenna Ortega, just with a lighter color palette. Her role primarily was to unlock Wednesday's powers and to be there to undo the fatal stab wounds. When she did that, she cautioned Wednesday would never see her again. But then again, people say a lot of things and so do spirits. I know this firsthand. Should the army of victims materialize, that would certainly be a good way for Goody to be back in action. Or, if circumstances conspire to strip Wednesday of her powers, requiring her to reset, Goody's situation might reset as well. Or, with far less contrivance, there could be a Goody that turns out to be a baddie. Redditor ASQK1NGZ has speculated that Goody could end up being a baddie manipulating Wednesday into a certain doom. It could possibly be that it appears to be Goody, but Goody wasn't kidding she can't come back and see Wednesday. And Wednesday has encountered a more shadier one of her relatives that just looks like Goody and Wednesday. And the best part is, they wouldn't have to pay another actor. She's already there. One of the criticisms the show received was the extent at which it marketed itself in LGBTQ+ friendly terms, then featured some rather run-of-the-mill love triangles and betrayals, disappointing for those who wanted Enid's affection for her new roomie to be less platonic and more romantic. There is still time, and given how much of a train wreck both girls' early flares were with romantic partnerships with the boys of their world, who knows what could happen. With Enid's offer to have Wednesday visit her in foggy San Francisco, that could set the stage for Wednesday navigating a new kind of relationship in a new kind of space. You can't be an exclusive school with some interesting lore without having some sort of secret group with their own lore themselves. One of Wednesday's many wrong guesses before she got to the real villain was Nevermore's secret club, who met in the secret room you could only access by doing the fun part of the Addams Family theme, snapping twice. The Nightshades had taken the blame for the normie that Morticia off defending herself and were disbanded from public view. But you need to keep that alumni money coming in, and what better way to do that than to keep some secret club alive? Only now, instead of protecting outcasts from the normies so they could live side by side, they were more of a dance planning committee. It's sort of like getting elected to student office thinking you're gonna put soda machines into every hallway and make every day Pizza Friday, only to find out most of the time you're just planning prom.
It's amateurs like you who give kidnapping a bad name.
What would be cool to see if Wednesday could end up leading the group back to its original purpose. Everyone is the main character of their own story. While Wednesday had her own baggage going on during the first semester at Nevermore, her one-time rival and fencing partner Bianca had her own problems that had nothing to do with Wednesday. Yet. It turns out that her mother has been leading a cult using their siren powers of persuasion, and needed her daughter to give it a little boost by stepping up into a leadership position. Bianca wasn't into it, and she even warned Tyler away from the cult when she saw the bracelet on him. If Bianca's mother isn't above manipulating a bunch of normies to form a lifestyle cult around her, she won't be above pushing her daughter into the family business whether she likes it or not. Bianca could look to Wednesday to help her dismantle the cult and return to the help she gave during the takedown of Thornhill. For better or worse, we're in the age of the franchise. If there's one thing that we've learned from the godfather of franchises, Star Wars, it's that everyone and everything gets a backstory. Maybe that character was just sipping a straw at a bar for 3 seconds on screen.
You wanna buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
Either way, I'm putting money they're getting a spin-off show. Or movie. In the original Addams comics, Thing was just something so large that the only thing they could end up seeing was its hand. He became the severed hand we know and love when it was adapted to television. At the time, not having explanations for the weirdness was part of the fun. Wednesday hints at that a little when Enid asks about how Thing came to be, but it's entirely possible that Thing and his backstory could be a key in Season 2's mystery.
Nail file.
Now, there are 2 characters missing from the show so far. One is Cousin It, who was created for the TV show and didn't appear in the original cartoons. The other is the eccentric Grandmama. Eccentric in normal terms. For the Addams family, it's kind of just normal, you know? Much of the first season hinged on the untold history of the Addams family going all the way back to the Pilgrim times, but also in Gomez and Morticia's early life together. But there might be some secrets Morticia doesn't even know, but Grandmama might. Uncle Fester managed to show up in a clutch time for young Wednesday when he visited his favorite niece. He did, however, have ulterior motives. He was hiding out after some extra legal stuff that resulted in the Dalmatian-themed motorcycle and sidecar. Gomez's older brother has always been a bit of a troublemaker, and even in the TV series, with the best intentions in mind, he's ended up putting the Addams family in some tight spots for his ever-optimistic younger brother to fix for him. It would certainly be a fairly dramatic heel turn if Fester were to become a bad guy. but it wouldn't necessarily be so out of character for Uncle Fester's actions to put Wednesday in harm's way. Of course, what we all really want to see is Lurch's companion dance to Wednesday's shuffle dance. Sure, we got a brief glimpse at her chaotic dance routine at the Raven Ball. Now we need Lurch's Hulk smash style interpretation, maybe while he's on vacation. In the meantime, make sure to like and subscribe for more of us here at Screen Rant. Have a good one.